Greetings and salutations, my stitchy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I'm just getting my water ready, adding my little salud drink mix to. I like the Paloma, which is like a grapefruit flavored drink mix. It's named after a cocktail, I guess. I'm not a drinker, so I don't know. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm a teetotaler or anything. I'm not a, aficionado or anything. But this drink is delicious. So let's get stitching. Oh, well, let's do the, as my friend Lindsay says, let's do the shameless plugs. So the shameless plug is follow and Corbiere-Scott Designs and comment and engage and share and like all the things. Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then go to ask to join our other private Facebook group and Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, just like this one. Good morning, Brenda. How are you today? You're probably so much further along than I, stitching-wise, but I told myself to not freak out about it. I did not see that's so funny, Valerie, that you should say that. I did not see the Northern Lights last night. Although they say that they were seen in Arizona. We're so far south, but I don't know. Maybe, just maybe. Oops. I'll try to find a place that doesn't have any city lights. You kind of have to go to a dark place, and that's we have to drive out to the desert to see that. But that's so funny because I have my little, I always have my little list of talking points. And Northern Lights is on here. Look at Stargaze, Aurora Borealis, and then I had something else on here that talked about it in my talking points. Are you far enough north that you're further north than I, Valerie? Were you able to see them? I'm curious. I started to write these notes to myself. You want to know what they say? Relax your shoulders and unclench your jaw. And when I do, oh my gosh, sometimes it just gives me like tingles. Because I guess because my jaw is tight and my shoulders are tight. I'm trying so desperately to not have them be tight. So, I was, reading through, you remember on, yeah, you know what? But somebody said that they saw them in southern Arizona, Valerie. So I wonder if tonight we could see them. If you go out of the city to do you know what I mean? To a place that doesn't have, it's not they're not competing with city lights if we could see them. How about you, Bren? Were you able to see them? I'm curious. I want to see them so badly. Everybody take a drink. And relax your shoulders and unclench your jaw. What was it? Okay, so let's talk about the things that I want to talk about today. The things on my talking list, on my talking points. But if you have talking points, please, let's chat about them. So ordinary and happy life, you know, we've been, we talk about their stuff a lot. It just gives you good food for thought, I think. So one thing they talk about is having like these monthly bucket lists, like things to do in the month of November. They talked about, so, and this is one that we can all, let's see, we can all do. I had 2 plates and many screws put in my left wrist last Thursday. That's right. And I'm trying to stitch a little bit. Let me tell you, that isn't fun to be one-handed. Oh my gosh, Brenda, I bet that is a challenge. But I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for just trying. Holy smokes. I would think because that's part of like just getting back to yourself, isn't it? To at least try to stitch, to do things that are Brenda activities, right? What was I going to say? Oh, so one of the things they talked about was go for a scenic drive, and that would certainly be one of them, to try and go see the auroras would be to go for a scenic drive, albeit in the evening when it's dark out. And another thing they talked about was stargaze, and that's where I wrote about the auroras, that would be, I do love to stargaze. I have an app on my phone that's called Skyview, and you can hold it up to the sky and it tells you where constellations are. And oddly, it has constellations, but it also has things like, what do I want to say? Like, space station, and do you know what I mean? Like, you can see that kind of thing. You can see satellites. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun. I also have this app on my phone, and I know I've talked to you guys about it before, called Merlin Bird ID. And I'm telling you, I just love it. So there's part on that app, there's a place where you can record like the birds, like in your backyard, or though I do it almost every time we go for a morning walk. And so I just get to know like the birds in my neighborhood, and remember that one day we heard a duck. That was weird. But I also try really hard to do it in places where I'm visiting. So like every time I go back home to my dad's, there's different birds there, right? Well, it records, so you have it's documented in that app. You have lists of all of your bird recordings, and where you were and the date. I love that. So I thought, Oh my gosh, Jeff and I are going to New York City for Thanksgiving. I can't wait to record birds in Central Park, and do you know what I mean? Oh my gosh. And that leads me to, so in book club, we had book club on Monday night, and we try to read one nonfiction book every year. And this year's selection, oh my gosh, you guys, is called, wait, it's on the back side, The Backyard Bird Chronicles by Amy Tan. You know who wrote the Joy Luck Club? Anyway, she wrote this book and illustrated it, ironically. How cool is that? And it chronicles her journey into bird watching through journal entries in her own detailed illustrations, which, stop it, I can't wait to see her illustrations. So I will be buying that book, because most of the time I listen to books because I can work and listen at the same time. I can draw and listen at the same time. Anyway, so she, in 2016, here's a quote. She says, 2016 racism against Asians became more blatant. I needed to find calm and resilience. I turned to a refuge I found as a child, nature, a place of wonderment and the freedom that comes with play and imagination. So she started out by just listening to the birds in her backyard, and oh my God, Keels, I'm talking about that book. I'm just fascinated. I'm going to the bookstore this weekend, I swear, to get that book. I want to study it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that. Anyway, so I told you I have that app on my phone, which I just enjoy so much. My brother-in-law turned me on to it, and you know what? I'm telling you, I have enjoyed the heck out of it, and it's free. I'm sure there's ones that you can pay for, but I don't. It's called Merlin Bird ID. Anyway, I was thinking about, has anybody watched Only Murders in the Building? This year, so Jeff and I aren't done with this season yet, but during this year's, it's so crazy. It's how crazy how life is sometimes, isn't it? So, there's a big bird watching component in this year's script. And so, it's just making me want to just observe birds and listen to birds even more. One of the characters is a birder and identifies people as birds. And oh my gosh, I just love it. And I've always liked to listen to birds. Like, I just love waking up to bird song in the morning and that kind of thing. And there's certainly birds like from back home that I remember their bird song fondly from my childhood. But it's just been I'm telling you, it's when he turned me on to that app. I mean, I find them fascinating. One time I was sitting at Keely's house, and I was sitting at the dining room table, and all of a sudden, this gorgeous blue jay, and you know, they're not a very nice bird, the blue jays, but, oh, he's so majestic, was just sitting in a tree in her backyard, and I just stood there. They're so pretty. they're kind of elusive too. You don't see them. Every now and again I see them on Sugar Island, but we never see blue jays or cardinals down here in Arizona. I'll tell you what I see on my morning walks. Gackles and sparrows and mourning doves. Those are the big three that we see. So I hope that, I don't know, you, I don't know, maybe find out a little bit about birds in your neighborhood. Maybe join a book club. I love our book club. I look forward to it every month. Our next book club selection is called The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews, and we love her. She just writes a nice story. I'm having finger problems threading my needle this morning. There we go. Today is Grace Kelly's birthday. Did anybody know that? I thought that was good to know. Oh, so I was talking about the Ordinary and Happy Life, those prompts. Oh my gosh. They almost always give me something to ponder. So the bucket list, we talked about that already. Morning wake-up songs. So, they have a couple of different listings for music, like music to listen to. So morning wake-up songs, a couple that just stood out to me were Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts. And Good Times by Chic. If you are a girl of a certain age, you remember that. A child of the 70s. Disco songs. They always make me feel good. Oh my gosh, and Lovely Day by Bill Withers. Oh, I love that song. It's so fascinating to me when, all these videos, these younger people listen to these, put these songs with their videos now, and it's just fascinating to me because it's like they're just discovering them, but we knew them for years, Oh, here's a good one. Positive Thoughts. This was a good list. And one was 3 things you're grateful for. And that's always, there's something to be said about having that mindset to be thinking about gratitude for just things in your life, And so I was thinking about things that I was grateful for. So some of the things I'm grateful for. Yesterday I had an art day with my Desiree Lynn and my friend Lauren and her 2 girls, Adriana and Marissa. And that was lovely. I'm grateful that I have the power of self-reflection. It used to eat me away, but now I can see it as, oh, that's just something I can improve on. Do you know what I mean? Like if I made a mistake or something, the power of self-reflection. Like I said, I used to beat myself up like, oh, why did I say that? They're going to hate me forever, blah, blah, blah. That now I find I try so hard to just go, okay, how can I be better next time? What can I do? And to just apologize immediately. I try really hard. Doesn't always happen, but quiet evenings with my husband. I'm really grateful for those, especially after like a busy day or a hectic day. How about you? Anything you're grateful for that you can just say right now? Like Brenda, I bet you're grateful for 2 hands. Keels, did you see Brenda just had her wrist surgery last Thursday? Oh, sorry, Keels. I know, but it's cool that you can, isn't it cool that you can respond like that when you're, I was driving someplace and Keely texted me and I could just answer her through the auditory thing through my navigation. And I was like, that's just magic, isn't it? I just love that. So it's like she was in the car with me. I am thankful for friends. I bet you are thankful for friends who are helping you. I bet. I bet. I bet. Anyway, it's something to be mindful of. We'll talk about it again next week. You know, what are we grateful for? There was something we talked about last week, and we said we would talk about it this week. Anybody remember? I remember it was one of our talking points. Let's see. Here's another piece of everyday kitchen drawer. A heartwarming story behind an everyday item in a kitchen drawer. I think that's what we talked about. That we would touch on again. I told you guys about my bottle opener and that Chicago knife from my Aunt Dee and my baby little spoon and fork. And it has daffodils on it. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love that, Keels. I love that. I know it's just simple things, right? It doesn't have to be anything huge. If we're grateful for all those little things, then heck yeah. Then how is your life not, lovely? I'm grateful for this group that I know for sure I have 1 hour a week that I can do some slow stitching and chat with friends, and I just love it. I just love it. Oh my gosh, Brenda. Oh my gosh. I remember that. Yes. I'm grateful for the person who is going to wash my hair. Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny? There is something about that, isn't there? I remember when my mom would be in the hospital for such long stretches, And one time, a nurse turned her on to those shower cap things that, it's kind of an interesting concept, but it's just this shower cap thing that you put on your hair and it washes and rinses your hair. I don't know how it does it, but then once, so then we just got her a supply of those for her house, just in case she wasn't able to wash her hair at home, Oh my gosh. But we could do it with those. And she was so grateful. She was so grateful. Just because clean hair, oh my gosh, there's nothing like clean hair, is there? Holy tamale. It's the greatest. It is the greatest. I look forward to Wednesday stitch time too, Bren. I do. For a multitude of reasons, right? I get to catch up with my friends and slow stitch. I know I can just stitch and chat for an hour. Who gets to do that in their life, That's lovely. What was the other thing I saw? Oh, so they have these things that another one of those listings on Ordinary and Happy Life was, they call it journaling, but I thought it's kind of observations. And I thought, we're good observers. Beautiful things you noticed today. I thought, oh, that's a good one for us to just have in the back of our head, right? Beautiful things you noticed today. So just be on alert. Look, what are we going to notice today? I think sometimes if you tell yourself to notice beautiful things, you'll see a billion beautiful things, I was telling somebody, I think maybe it was during yesterday, in the newsletter I had talked about our neighborhood park and all the things that happen in our neighborhood park, and something I observed there with the firefighters and the paramedics. They were stopped on the side of the park, and it freaked me out. I was like, oh no, there was a fire truck and an engine and a ambulance. And I thought, oh no, did somebody get hurt? But then under more careful observation, I noticed that they were all engaged in a soccer match, like just this impromptu soccer match. It was so cool. So then Jeff and I were talking about it, and he is like, he goes, sometimes I see them out there playing baseball. I said, well, now I'm going to have to be on the lookout for it. I just thought that was so cool. I just loved it. And then I noticed on the morning walk, one of our morning walks just the other day, that a city worker was getting a book. I saw them taking a book out of the little library. You know, those little libraries that, you know, you can donate books to. I love that. I love that. Oh, I'm too close, I think. I need to scoot down just a little bit. Because I need to stitch all the way back down. Let's see. There we go. I should be able to get in there. Maybe let's scoot over just a little bit. Now Rascal Flatts is singing in my head right now. Oh, another thing trying new things. That was another category, and it said, listen to at least one new song released this month. I thought, oh, that's something we could all do. That's kind of an easy thing to do. And, you know, we get to be exposed to new music, something new and different. Oops. Bye, ladies. Have a beautiful day. Bye, Keels. Thanks for joining us. Sadie and I go to a little neighborhood park. It's nice to see the kids enjoy the play area. I know there's something about a neighborhood park, isn't there, Valerie? There's just so much to observe there. So much happens in a neighborhood park. I was talking to Jeff about it. It's so funny that, like, you forget all the things it provides. You forget. And then once you're, you know, you take a moment to observe it, you're like, oh, there's birthday parties there, and there's, you know, Pop Warner football practice, and people walking around the circumference of the park, walking their dogs. There's pickleball courts and tennis courts and pick-up basketball games. There's so many things that happen in a park. There's Sadie and Valerie taking a little walk. So many things. I love that. I saw a thing that said, and I thought this was interesting. It was on a recycling site, and it talked about, you know, the plastic takeout containers that are like see-through, right? Like salads come in them sometimes. Anyway, they talked about that it needs to be a number 6 plastic takeout container. You know, it'll have that little 6 on it. Anyway. Oh, sorry. That plastic is the same plastic as Shrinky Dinks. It's called polystyrene. The formulations are not exactly the same, but you can create a Shrinky Dink with that. So you clean up after you've eaten whatever was in your container. You clean that container thoroughly, and then cut out the flat parts. You know, there's like texture-y parts to make it bend and stuff. But the flat part on the bottom and the flat part on the top, you can cut that out, and you can create a Shrinky Dink with that. I thought that was pretty cool. Everybody take a drink. It's not your neighborhood park, but I go there every day. It's a very small park. It is shaped almost like a triangle. Interesting. So you guys drive to it, or do you walk there? So Brenda, have you been able to successfully embroider with your 1.5 hands? Oh my gosh, did I tell? So I told you guys that I drew a bunch of poinsettias for Adornit. And one of the patterns I drew, they asked for was a poinsettia seed packet. Shut up! I can't wait to stitch that one. I hope they pick it. I told you we draw lots and lots and lots of things, and then you don't know what they'll pick up. And I try really hard to not get my hopes up. Do you know what I mean? Like, ooh, I want to stitch that. Oh, you're working on lupines too. All right. I'm glad you can. I think that's part of the healing process, don't you? That there's, when you can get back to some of your normal life. It'll take you a bit to get back to all of your normal life, but that's healing in that, I think, in the ordinary. I know, I love that feeling of doing the border. It just kind of frames it all, you know? That always makes me happy. Okay, wait a sec, Valerie. Let's see. We drive to the park. It's about 15-minute drive. There's another park we go to at night because it has lots of lights, I bet. It is attached to a library. The library has lots of classes they offer for free. This park is about 5 minutes away from the first park we go to. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, we have a friend in our community named Patricia Olson, and she took a class at the library in Minneapolis, and it was on letterpress. So I was talking to Carmen. When we were driving up north to Cottonwood last week, I said, we need to start watching our libraries I said, you know what, I go in spurts where I follow what they're offering and then I don't, and then I do, and then I don't. So I need to do that again, because you just never know what you can find out about, you know. What you can learn. Oh, I love this border. I love doing all the little bits of the border. I need to snip this little bit of twisty thread. The tail end of this keeps getting, see how it's all jiggy-jaggy. But I love the, like the finishing of each little box. I don't know, there's something about it that just makes me happy. There we go. Oh, I know what we talked about last week. We talked about trying a new snack. Remember, we talked about trying a new snack from the grocery store. So, you know, I'm always in search for a new apple. So I got these apples that were all right, but you know my policy about I like to buy apples individually, not in a bag, because in a bag I always feel like they could be a little bit mealy. But Nancy had mentioned those Lucy Rose apples, and the only way I could get them I went to Trader Joe's, and the only way I could get them was in a bag. But I bought them, and the first one was not great. The second one, pretty good. So, see, you never know. It's a bag of apples. It's a crapshoot. Then I went to the grocery store with Desiree, and she was like, oh, can we get these mangoes? I said, sure. And then, because she loves fruit too. And then we saw this crazy apple pear thing called an Asian pear, and it's huge. And we were attracted to it because it was wrapped in this, like, I don't know, like white, I don't know what you call it. It's kind of like some kind of a foam packing material that looks kind of it's kind of stretchy. Anyway, we bought one of those, but we haven't tried it yet. I did buy, while I was at Trader Joe's, this crazy popcorn called Thanksgiving stuffing seasoned popcorn. And I'm just going to tell you, it did taste like Thanksgiving stuffing. It was quite delicious. It was kind of crazy, but it was delicious. So how about you? Has anybody tried a new snack from the... Yes, the night... Yes. It's netting. Yes, that's exactly what it was, Valerie. Oops. And we were going to cut it up yesterday, and you know what? We totally got sidetracked and did a million other things. It just looks so polished when it's done, doesn't it? The border. So I think I've decided that I want to do shades of purple on my lupine. That's what I'm kind of feeling. Valerie, how old is Sadie? I don't remember. I'm sure you've probably mentioned it before, but I'm not remembering. Well, I've thought about the variegated. Because I really thought about, Valerie, that variegated thread, that peacock one. I just think it's so pretty. I know that, how about you? Are you going to do a variegated Are you going to do a variegated thread on yours? Maybe I would do like at least one with a variegated, the big one with the variegated thread. I just love that variegated thread. It's so pretty. I think it would just be stunning to do. The pound thinks about 2 years old. Okay, okay. Does she still act like a puppy? At 2 years, I bet she does. Anybody else have to like keep reminding themselves to relax their shoulders? I certainly do. But I got a massage once, and the massage therapist was talking about when you learn about body mechanics and being aware of your body and how it works and how it works best, and just that body awareness, it can have like a marked effect on your posture, on your muscles and muscle skeletal relationships in your body. I was like, oh, well, I could do that. Nobody lives in this body except me. Oh, Valerie, I'm glad you're going to use so are you going to use just that peacock one, or are you going to use others too? Different colors of variegateds. What did you write, Sadie? Actually, is just like a puppy. Some days she is such a good girl, and some days she is just horrible. Well, that sounds like us, doesn't it? Some days we're good girls, and some days we're not. That's funny. I really think that I want to do that, that peacock, but now I want to, I might just have to go back to Red Rock Threads and see what other variegateds they have. I have that yellow that I use a lot. I used it in last month's seed packet for the centers. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty because it was all French knots, and it just gives such cool depth and just visual interest, with the French knot that's 3 different colors. How cool is that? Hopefully by next week I'll have enough things stitched that I can start the petals of my lupine. I just need to dedicate some time this week to embroidering. Different colors of variegated threads. Oh. See, See that, Valerie? Now I gotta go look for some other variegated threads. Like, are you thinking about like purples and yellows and pinks in variegated? Because that might be quite beautiful. And do they have a variegated pink? I know they have yellow because I have that one. Oh, okay. I do have, like, I have a couple of Christmassy ones, which I thought, oh, that might be kind of cool to do something with that, you know? Christmassy, variegated. Trying to think what other ones I have that are variegated. That yellow is just stunning. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I'm kind of madly in love with that one. But I'm really in love with that. Oh, all right. Same colors, just variegated ones. I think that's a brilliant idea. And now I'm totally using my variegated ones. Good thinking, Valerie. It just adds so much oomph to your embroidery, doesn't it? Like, it just makes everything pop because it's so unexpected. I love that. I love that. Oh my goodness. My thread is getting so short, but you know I can't stop. You know I can't stop. Ooh, Valerie, I think I also want to do this outline in that variegated. Shut up. Oh, the cardinals. Yeah. You know what's so funny, Valerie? Do you remember when we met in the park in California at Easter time? Lindsay was talking to me, like when we left and we went over to that nursery, Lindsay was talking to me about these cardinals that she was drawing for Adornit. And then I'm telling you, the coolest thing happens when it goes from a concept and some line drawings to actual patterns. Oh my gosh, it's the greatest. It's the greatest little journey. Oh, sorry, Brenda. I thought Valerie said that she did the cardinals. So Brenda, I was there when Lindsay was like when it was just the concept of a cardinal collection. They're so cute, aren't they? They're so cute. And red, I just love red. Okay, it is 10 o'clock, my time. I can't believe the hour went so fast today. And I did get quite a bit stitched. So that's a cool thing. And I will see some of you tomorrow in Pop and Paint Party, and others I will see you in the newsletter on Friday, and then next Wednesday. Hopefully I'll be stitching these Lupine by then. I adore you all. Thanks so much, everyone. Now I gotta go look at all the go look on Red Rock and look at all the variegated threads. Dang it, Valerie. In a good way. Go out and make it a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye.